8 games coming out in 2019 that are coming way too bloody fast. Let's get straight into it. Alright, to kick it off, we have 2 games coming out on the exact same date, and that is August 30th. We have Blair Witch and Astral Chain. Now, Blair Witch, for those of you who are unfamiliar or probably too young, is a 90s horror franchise. I think they actually had a movie come out in like 2016. Maybe I saw a brief thing when I was Googling on the internet. And irrespective of what the franchise is like, it's just good to get some, horror again. Especially I think it's like a AA game, so it's, quite high quality. It seems to have some interesting mechanics. It's also got a dog in it, so that's a plus, Sign me up anytime there's a dog in a game. Ticking boxes, This game, I think it's flying under the radar a bit. It could actually be a bit of a sleeper hit because it's got that secret sauce of millennial nostalgia that just, sells. Plus it's set in 1996, which is just such a cool time for a setting, because I've been playing Resident Evil 2 lately and oh my god, it's just so good. Just more of that, please. So I'm excited for that one. And then on the same day, we've got Astral Chain coming out. This game looks awesome and it's a Platinum Games game. And if you're familiar with Platinum Games, you'll know I don't need to say anymore. So Platinum Games developed Nier Automata, Bayonetta, Vanquish, I don't know, heaps of other good stuff. They're just one of the premier action RPG developers in the game of making video games, that is. Oh my god. I could talk about the story. It seems like it's kind of cyberpunk and you're like a cop, but you've got anime hair. And you use lightning laser swords, and I don't even know. It will be awesome. Just this game will be really good. That's 2 games in one day, and then 3 weeks later, we've got AI the Somnium Files coming out. What? Of course, I've got some videos on AI the Somnium Files you can watch there. Just a bit of speculation. Now, this is personally the one I'm the most excited for. AI the Somnium Files it's like a detective game set in the future where you can mind hack people with anime powers, because it's very anime. And it comes from Ushikoshi, who's the director of the Zero Escape series of games, which I'm personally very fond of. Now, Zero Escape games, they're kind of like the Hunter Games meets Saw meets Ace Attorney. I'm very fond of those games. They're all very well done and have mind-blowing twists in them. AI the Somnium Files seems to be inspired a lot from the robot game, Detroit Become Human. Yeah, it seems to have a lot to do with that. And I think that game could teach Japanese visual novels a lot. And it could also learn a lot from Japanese visual novels. It wasn't a perfect game, but it had some very interesting ideas. Now, we do have a little lull after this. It goes from September 17th. We get another month. But then it goes bang, 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 bang in October. So we've got October 25th. We've got 2 games coming out. We've got Medieval and The Outer Worlds coming out on the same day. Now, of course, Medieval is that... it's almost a cult classic PS1 game. And I know this remake has a lot of people just pumped for it. But the thing that gets me is this has been flying under the radar so much. I didn't even know it was coming out this year. Just sneaking up on us quite nicely. And then we have The Outer Worlds, which is basically a Fallout successor done by Obsidian, is it? Once again, on the same day as Medieval. Now, I've never really been into the Fallout franchise, but this game looks so cool, I might even pick it up, But I think this game's going to be a bit of a big deal. And as I said, it's just sneaking up quite nicely. It's I've heard about all the other games. You've got the Call of Duty. I think they've got the Star Wars game coming out at the same time. And there's all these other games I haven't even talked about. But this one just seems to be sneaking up as well. So then, right, so you've just bought The Outer Worlds. Probably a massive game with hundreds of hours worth of content. Then 2 weeks later, Death Stranding comes out. It will, apparently... It would not surprise me to see this game delayed at all. Because what do we know about Death Stranding? We know it's a Kojima game and it's going to be really weird. And there's babies and they live inside of you. And then there's the Norman Reedus in it, and there's invisible people, and I think there's whales at some point. The only part of the gameplay I've seen is them just walking around. I don't think anyone knows what's going on in this game. So yeah, that would really actually shock me if it comes out on November 8th. But if it does, the game's probably going to be incredible, honestly. Then once again, the week after that, Pokemon Sword and Shield. I'm sure a lot of people are going to boycott it or whatever, but it's still going to be a big release, sneaking up in between, sneakies. First Pokemon game on Switch, it's going to be a big deal, regardless. And then 4 days later, Shenmue 3 comes out. No biggie, just Shenmue 3, don't worry about it. Nothing. In case you don't know, Shenmue 3 is it's like a legendary game. So I think Shenmue 1 and 2 came out on the Dreamcast, I think. not sure if Shenmue 2 did or not. But basically, they were almost the pioneers of the modern open world genre. And they were the first real, like, AAA games. I think they were very expensive games to make at the time anyway. And it's one of those games where I think it might have ended on a cliffhanger. I never actually played the games, but it's always had this, it's like a legendary game that it's like Final Fantasy VII Remake or something. It's one of those games that you never thought you would see the sequel to, or like Half-Life 3. And then it was a few years ago, and now it's like, oh, it's coming out in a few days, a few weeks or whatever. But anyway, there's 8 games that are just coming way too bloody quickly. As I said, I'm still playing Resident Evil 2. Like, I'm about halfway through Dragon Quest 11 from this time last year when I bought it. I'm also halfway through God of War. That's like my 3 games at the moment that I'm playing. It's taken me 6 months. Anyway, tell me, are you prepared at all for any of these incoming game releases? Are there any that are missed? Leave a comment. Are you an absolutely materialistic sucker that just buys games even though you've got a back catalogue the size of bloody Mount Everest? Leave a comment. Give me a like if you want, or you can give me a thumbs down. I won't judge. All right, I've ran out of video ideas. And subscribe if you want more video game content, maybe. Me talking absolute schmack. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm out of video ideas, right? So I'm sorry, all right? Just leave me alone.